Conrad, and how are you, buddy? Today is November 24th, 2025, and I have bipolar 1 disorder with psychotic features, just like I did yesterday, and just like um, I will tomorrow. So I appreciate all you guys who have commented and been listening to the updates on a daily basis or whenever you get around to it. The idea, obviously, of the journal is for me, I got to do it either way. Coming out of a manic episode, I wanted to make sure that um, I did all I could do, not just to protect myself from possibly going into another episode or going down into a depression, but also to show those who care and who care about me that I'm trying to do all that I can do, to get better or to stay well. Um, Doing a journal is something that is recommended for a lot of us with bipolar or all of us, and I'm not a great writer. I don't like to write in a journal. Doesn't seem to help. Maybe I should try that also, but um, I am I do seem to feel better after just speaking behind the microphone and letting you guys or letting myself even just know what's going on and checking in and grounding myself. So we start the show with the gratitude check in. Ground yourself and start with a positive mindset. What are three things that you're grateful for today? I am grateful for my wife and my children. That could be three if I separated them, but I'm going to make them one. I'm grateful for my wife and children. I'm grateful for just my faith that everything's going to be okay. Not that everything's going to work out in my favor. I I've kind of there's consequences and there's when you go into mania, and some of those consequences are that you lose touch with people because they don't want to be involved with somebody who has this. Um, so I'm just grateful for the people who have stuck around, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to possibly have this job as a peer supporter. There's still some pre employment paperwork that I have to do, but I'm grateful for that. And um, I'm grateful when I said, I think, for my faith. I don't, did I say that? Grateful for my faith? I think I said that. It's just that after you come, the mistakes that you made during a manic episode, sometimes it's like it's nice for a moment to just give them away. So even if you're just giving them away to an imaginary belief that regardless of the consequences that are going to happen, it's going to be okay. It's ultimately going to be okay. Um, and that's just the way I feel like I have to believe it. Otherwise, I would just be stuck in my own worry all the time. And believe me, it's there. I try to I'm just trying to do things to escape it, you know. Reflect briefly on how gratitude changes your energy at the start of the day. So it's not something that is like an instant thing for me. I have an app on my phone that gives me a bunch of affirmations, and I've used some of them here at the end of the shows before, and I will today. But I think that the part where rewiring your brain, we talk about that a lot, or it gets talked about a lot, that you can rewire your brain. And if you're stuck in the what if, or you're stuck in the how could I mode, then you're stuck. But if you just wake up and be like, I'm grateful for the day, I'm grateful for the chance to, see the ones that love me, I'm grateful for the opportunity to try again today, then I guess it can make your day a lot better. I'm working on it. It's a practice. All of these things that we're doing are a practice to get better. Even this mood journal is a practice to get better. I hope that it gets better. I hope that people not necessarily enjoy it, but can follow along with it. I mean, I want them to enjoy it, but following along with it, thinking about what they're grateful for, um, what happened when they were manic, and what happened when they were depressed, and how they felt, and things that pulled them out of that. So I just try to share that here. But I'm grateful for this Diet Coke. Is I shouldn't maybe I'm not brought to you by them today, but I'm gonna drink some of it. It's raining outside where I'm at in the Midwest, and it's got me kind of down, but it's probably more. Well, let's go into a mood journal. Daily mood journal. Purpose. Check in with how you're actually feeling, physically, emotionally, mentally. How would you describe your mood today in one word? Um, I would say anxious. I had the morning my wife and I had to meet with the attorney. We're working on getting her conservatorship over me because of my last manic episode and because of this illness. But it's a process, and it's so new to us. I shouldn't have drank that. Now it just gives me the burps. Um, because we don't know what we're doing. We never done it before. And sometimes sitting around anticipating what you're going to have to do is difficult because you don't know the answer. And so it's like you run these scenarios out in your head from start to finish when really you should have just let it be. And that's the part where trusting and letting it go and having faith and that it's all going to work out, that you're not the only one, because sometimes that helps to feel. But I was anxious about going to the meeting. I mean, you feel like a failure, or I feel like a failure. Uh, like I failed my wife. Like you want to be the one to take care of them, not vice versa. And I know that she doesn't look at it that way, or at least that's what she's said. And it's not that. It's that because of this illness, it's the safe move for us and our family to do so. But I'm intellectually aware that it doesn't take away from the fact of I'm still capable and I still make a difference in being a father and a husband, and I'm and in fact being maybe vulnerable enough or willing to do whatever it takes to protect our family, knowing that I have this illness is maybe something that's important that I'm doing. I can, I try to reframe it that way instead of it being I'm a failure as a man or as a father or as a husband. Instead, it's like I'm doing the smart move and I'm taking my pride out of it and my ego out of it, doing my best to do that and just go along with the process that is best for my family, because at the end of the day it's just us. um So, but it was anxiety for sure on that. And um, what's influencing the mood today? Sleep, medication, weather, thoughts about the future, all of which. I got good sleep last night. I've taken my medicine, which makes me sleep, and the weather is, like I said, we're dealing with the rain, but I don't think that that's having too much of an effect on me today. I did go exercise. I feel a little bit better today about that. It's been a few days since I've been able to actually put myself in, clear my mind enough to where I can like move to break a sweat and actually get a little bit of cardiovascular exercise, get my blood pumping a little bit, and I feel better. So, um, I think that the thoughts about the future are the things I'm trying to let go of the most. I don't know what's going to happen. We're in the process of giving back all of the big ticket items that I bought while manic. You know, I went on this manic spending spree with the delusion that I needed these trucks and trailers and stuff for, and it was in the middle of it, you know, it's like, yeah, you don't even know what you're doing. Looking back, it's like I have no. Mania is such a damn. It's so hard to describe to people. I hear it being described by others, and I've seen the videos of doctors and other people who have went through it describe it or try to, but it's not just a symptom, you know, it's not just a set of symptoms. It's like this wreckage that just continues. Um, and that's what I'm talking about. It's like purchasing 3 trucks, like the first one in a hypomanic, and then almost within buying it just kept going. Like it spiked my manic episode and it kept going to the point of being hospitalized. But before I was hospitalized, I'd bought 3 trucks and a trailer and a mower and tractor. And, you know, I'm trying to now give all this stuff back to the lenders because I can't afford all of it. And of course, it's not. And so, how do you do that? Well, I don't know. And so you just call them and you're like, how do I give this back to you? And, you know, they'll let you, but it's going to throw you in the dumps financially. And I'm just doing my trying to ask the right people how to do it because I don't know. And then hope and put into faith like maybe there's a bigger reason that I have to go through all this, or maybe there's a bigger reason my wife has to go through it with me. And I'm grateful for her for being there with me because going through it alone it's already overwhelming for me. Um, but it's overwhelming for the both of us. And so she's been great at not being judgmental about it, knowing that the reason it happened was because of this bipolar symptom. Because I've never, it's so out of character. And that's what this disease does when you go manic and you're delusional and it's not you anymore. And so you almost, and then you're traumatized a little bit about what happened. Like you're traumatized, not just, you know, if something traumatic happens in your life, no matter what it is, it doesn't stop with the traumatic event. The reason that it's traumatic is that it drags on after for however long. And so it sucks being the catalyst for an event like that. You know, not that it would it's going to suck no matter if it was me or my wife. I mean, you're in it together, but neither one of us meant to do it. Some disease got in the way and did it. So it's just been hard. But I'm trying to let that go. That's what I'm letting go today. That's the plan for today, is trying to breathe through that emotion and not let it control me. Um, just the feeling of letting everyone down, and the feeling of, okay, but I did let everyone down. How do I move forward? I got to start somewhere, and that's where we're at. Um, what's one thing you can do to care for your mental health today? Um, well, I've already doing the mood journal is my biggest thing, that is like specifically for my bipolar mental health every day, and I enjoy it when I get comments over. I get them, throughout the night when I'm sleeping. Some people check in on some videos. Often I'll get them during the live stream. I do this live hoping that I can have some interaction with people, but sometimes there's nobody. Sometimes people, I don't know. It's part of YouTube's decision to show me to the others who are searching for this kind of content. So, if I don't pop up, it doesn't mean I'm not doing it. Just check the live video on the page, on the Touching Tornadoes page, live videos, and that's where they're all at. And so I do that to help myself. I went on my exercise. I mean, basically today at the beginning of the day was a meeting about conservatorship, which has to do with my bipolar disorder. Going to the bank and adding my wife as an administrator on my accounts, just to kind of protect myself from a spending thing. Um, and then going on and exercising and then doing this. So the whole day has been about it in some way, or it can be framed in that way. So um, I've been doing that today for my mental health. But I've just been working on letting, when you're manic and you feel like God is speaking directly to you, and you feel like they call it the delusions, or the delusions of grandeur, or whatever the phrase you want to put to it. When you come out of that mania and you're back to baseline, and it feels like you're back to baseline, which takes, like, you don't know you kind of never know you're back to baseline. You just think like, okay, that the weirder the stuff seems that you did, like the closer you are to baseline, is kind of how it feels to me. So um, I feel pretty good about that. As far as right now, I'm in a baseline mood. But because of that, I'm working on practicing letting go of my mistakes that I made during mania. But when I practice letting go, it's like, who am I letting that go to? And it gets kind of iffy, because if you're a religious person, and or you want to give it to God, or give it to your faith, or give it to the universe or something, it's weird, because it's like, wait a minute, when I made these decisions that have financially bankrupt me, or when I did made these mistakes during mania, I felt like I was one of God's chosen people. Now that I'm at baseline, should I be acting like it's okay to give these to God? That's where it gets real confusing and contradictory in your own, just your own, um, practice, like your own practice of letting things go. It becomes hard. So, hello, Heidi and Jack. Uh, Thank you for watching. It's so today has been, I've watched quite a few YouTube videos on isn't some sort of mix up in my brain where, it's putting you on the path towards back up the roller coaster. I'm sorry if I'm muted. I was getting a phone call from somebody, but um hopefully you can hear me now. But basically, I even was talking to my wife on the way back from our appointment with the attorney today when so it's like this, like when I was manic, there were things that some people will call I notice like synchronicities, and I get nervous about them because when I was in my delusional state, it was as if I could connect everything to whatever my brain wanted to connect it to. So, whether it be seeing the same numbers over and over again and then looking for what those numbers might have meant by a roadside sign or the tag of a car, and it's like, oh, if the tag of a car has these this certain sequence of numbers, maybe there would be a sticker on the car, and it'd be like, that's what it means. I'm supposed to go there. I'm supposed to be here. Um, it just got, and I was trying to explain that to my wife that I feel like I'm good in that baseline, but isn't it weird? Or do people who are normal, you know, with quotations, are those people, are they noticing the same thing I'm noticing? So, and she's like, she notices them, but there's no connection, maybe. Or she also, or maybe my brain makes a bigger deal out of it. The example I used for her was that we were playing 20 questions with the kids at the dinner table one night, and it was about animals, and my son had a tortoise as his 20 question animal. And so that was the first time I was like, tortoise, that's a weird one. Okay, whatever. The next, and within the next couple of days, driving by a place that I normally wouldn't be driving, and there's a big tour bus with a big old turtle on the side of it. And I thought, that's weird. Okay. And then um, we went to my wife's concert, and it was about the old turtle, a book from the 90s or something. It's like these turtles keep jumping up. And so what I asked was like, is this God's messaging back to me, saying like maybe you should slow down and it's going to be okay. Just be like the tortoise, and it's, you know, ooh, and to me, like, that's a really comforting message. But is it delusional? And she's like, I noticed she might notice all those things too, but don't connect them back to some sort of message. And I don't know if you're supposed to or not. And uh, I don't know, probably not, is what we kind of gathered. So, anyways, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today. I don't think that it's a red flag, but I'm trying to put it as like a yellow flag or a green flag. You know what I mean? Like a flag. It is a flag. Yellow. You know, we can or we might have to review this, whatever color that is. So it's a penalty. So, but I don't know. What do you think? Let me know. I got to get out of here and go pick up the kids. But thank you guys for watching and thank you for commenting. And I will be back tomorrow with another mood journal. So be good to yourself and have an okay day.